Hey everybody, Ben B here. It's Sunday, July 22nd, and I am on basically I-70 and Federal here in Denver. And I was coming up I-70 there, and so they've got entire sections of it blocked off, so they diverted us off to Federal Boulevard here. And you can see that kind of that silver SUV there, and I don't know if you can tell it's a state trooper walking around it, and you see that one up there with its lights going. So I guess those are state troopers that are working this. I always thought it'd be, you know, off-duty Denver police officers trying to make a little money or something. But haven't made a video in a while. Haven't gotten any new guns. Still gonna get a Glock 19 coming up here in August, and that's pretty much it. So I haven't really done a whole lot as far as guns. I mean, I've been shooting and stuff like that, but just stuff that I've already done reviews on. So nothing really major. And nothing, in fact, is really going on. I'm just really just kind of living life and enjoying myself, and you know, kind of just making my way through summer. You know, summer's not my favorite season. I'm not big into the heat. I don't know if you can tell. I don't know if that is showing or not, but it says 87 degrees today, which is relatively mild for a Colorado summer. You know, it's not uncommon for us to have days in the, you know, high 90s in July here. So coming up on 44th here. So if there's any local people that watch my videos, you guys know exactly where I'm at. On my way to the Cherry Creek Mall to meet my wife, and she's going to buy a Apple computer. What is it? MacBook. Yeah, I almost want to call it a PowerBook like they called them in the 90s. So, yeah, MacBook. Not really sure what all the specifications are. I'm not the most computer savvy person, but that's the one she wants, and I'm sure they have it. So she's going to come out there and meet me. I was just up at 5280 Armory, you know, doing a little gun browsing and stuff like that. You know, typical Sunday afternoon activities. You know, nothing really going on. If anybody is from Denver locally, or, well, they probably already know about this, but if they're not, so I'm on Federal Boulevard. Federal is a major thoroughfare in the west side of town, coming up here on 38th. 38th and Federal is pretty major area out here. Now, this section of Denver, some people call it the west side, some people call it the north side. It's really kind of a little bit of both. I mean, the part I'm in right now is technically North Denver. North Denver is a predominantly Latino neighborhood. Has been for many, many years. And before that, it was predominantly Italian Americans that lived out here. In fact, my grandmother grew up out here in this neighborhood when it was still a heavily Italian American neighborhood. And yeah, you see, most of these houses are in pretty good shape out over here. There's some really dumpy looking ones, you know, in this neighborhood. And the lawns look pretty good out here, and you know, so probably some of the older generations that might still live out here, and also there's a lot of kind of, I guess, urban gentrification. A lot of newer people moving in, and they tear down the old houses and they build new ones, and things like that. So a lot of these people that live on this stretch of Federal, to me, it looks like they've probably lived out here at least 20 years, most of them. Like I said, you can always kind of tell the older generation homes, you know, they're real well maintained and manicured lawns, and a lot of them have a lot of wrought iron, you know, steel doors and window coverings and things like that. You know, kind of the old school look. I'm not sure what park this is over here. So we're down here off 32nd. I'm gonna try to go down to 15th, which is Colfax. And if anybody knows anything about Colfax, it's supposed to be the longest stretch of road, or commercial stretch or something like that. Oh, what the hell, I'm going to take Spear. I think that's probably more convenient for where I'm going anyways. You guys remember Spear Boulevard? I was actually on Spear on a video I made back in April. It's the day I bought my little 38 from 5280 Armory, which incidentally, that was where I was just at. Yeah, because Spear runs down. Spear turns into First Avenue, which is where the Cherry Creek Shopping Center is, right there on First and University. But yeah, this is kind of a great old neighborhood, North Denver. I didn't grow up in North Denver. I'm an East Denver boy, Central East Denver, you know. And that's an older neighborhood too. The neighborhood I grew up in is a little more. That's a cool car. I don't know if you guys saw it or not. A little more eclectic, a little more funky. Like I said, well, probably a little more diverse where the part of town that I grew up in. But you know, I have family members that live here in North Denver. You know, had some friends that lived out here. And is there a homeless guy over there on the corner begging for change? You know, it's Denver. You know, it's like any other city. You know, you got a little bit of everything out here. I'll just keep talking. I don't know how long this video is going to run out. My phone sometimes runs out of video. Maybe because I don't delete enough things. Memory gets full. I really don't know what it is. And what else? Kind of a long red light. There we go. So like I showed you guys in my last video, last time I was here on Spear, you can see the downtown Denver skyline. That looks a lot smaller in my phone than it does in person. I hope you guys can see that. I think you guys can see that. So that's yeah, there it is, downtown Denver skyline. That's Denver North High School. Kind of a rough school. At least it was when I was in high school. You know, back in No, I'm just kidding. I'm not ashamed of my age. I grew up. I'm 31 years old. I graduated in 2000. So, and so that's downtown. Big part of our downtown area is called Lodo, Lower Downtown. A lot of high end, you know, lofts. A lot of, I guess, lack of a better term, a lot of yuppies live down there. And as we get down here, I think in my last video I showed the Pepsi Center and Elitch's and all that, Elitch Gardens and all that stuff like that. And that was that Elitch Gardens that's down here off Spear. That is not where the original Elitch Gardens was. I think they moved this one down here in about 1995. The original one was on like 44th and Tennyson. And I think those are don't even think it's around anymore. I think it's all like newer homes and stuff that they built. Kind of a strange thing about Colorado is that most of us Coloradans aren't natives. I'm a native. I was born in a town called Fort Collins, which is maybe 150 miles away up north. It's by the Wyoming border. Big college town. But I moved to Denver when I was 2, so I'm a Denverite. You know, I don't really remember much of Fort Collins, if any at all, really. I think I remember a little bit about our house that we lived in. That's about it. And, alright. I don't know why I'm hitting all these red lights. It's kind of aggravating a little bit, but that's okay. Alright. So you can see kind of Elitch Gardens. I think you can see it over there. There's that tower, and there's the water park back there. Ferris wheel and stuff. There's, the Pepsi Center, which is back over here, which is where the Nuggets, the Denver Nuggets play, which is our basketball team, which I'm sure everybody knows. And I'm sure everybody knows about our hockey team, the Colorado Avalanche. I don't really follow either of them, but that's where they play. I think you can see in the distance there, that kind of funky building in the background right there. That's Invesco Field. That's, of course, where the Broncos play. Lake Street's this way, I think, that way somewhere. That's where Coors Field is. That's where the Colorado Rockies are out of. Part parking lot full on a July day in Elitch. I bet that's a hassle. I'm glad I'm not going over there. Yeah, so Invesco Field, they built that a number of years back. And I remember, well, to me, it's always going to be Mile High Stadium because that's just what it was. So you guys, I'm sure, remember this part. If you did watch those videos, which I'm not sure how many of you did, but I do remember filming this part back in April. And I don't even know what the hell they're building over here. This structure here. I don't think it was in my last video. Yeah, so I have no idea what it is. Or that thing. What the hell is that? I guess that's a piece of art. So, yeah, I don't know anything about that one either. What is that thing? Is that art? Well, I guess you walk through it. What do you do? It's like a deck and... kind of I don't even know what kind of structure that would be. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that is either. So here's Metro Denver, or Metro Denver University, or I think that's what it's called. I don't know, but yeah. I got accepted to it, back in the early 2000s when I applied. I didn't attend it, but that's where I got accepted. There's the CenturyLink building you can kind of see in the distance. Again, I'm an old school Denverite, so that'll always be the Quest building to me. Denver Center of Performing Arts, Denver Center Theater of Performing Arts, something like that. That's that complex over here. The Wells Fargo Theater. Saw Carlos Mencia there back in 2007. Not bad. Yeah, Convention Center's over there too. I also forgot about that. This has always been here. Alright. So I'm going to try and film this all the way to the mall. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I don't know how my phone will run out. If my phone runs out, it runs out. But if it doesn't, cool. Still looks like it's still going. South Platte River, right down there. Sorry, I'm driving a 6-speed, so it's a little hard for me to... Plus, I got to pay attention weaving my way through urban traffic. Surprisingly, a lot of people out on a Sunday. Well, I mean, there's always people out, but I mean, it seems a little more congested than it normally is on a Sunday. Here's Colfax. That's where I was originally going to go. I was going to take Federal to Colfax, but that would have probably actually been a longer drive for me because that's where it is over. It stretches out over there. And Colfax, I think I was talking about U.S. longest commercial stretch, I think, in the United States. It's Highway US 40. It goes all the way into Kansas, I believe. So that was the little tidbit I was going to share. I don't know if I ever did. I get kind of sidetracked and start talking about other things. So. I actually use the turn signal. Drive with my hands full and everything. Not something I normally would do. Driving with my hands full like that, I wouldn't be able to handle that sort of stuff. There's another homeless guy. Right there. Yep. These guys are... I don't want to film those guys for too long. I'm not one of those kinds of people, but... And they're all over Denver, and in the summertime, man, the streets are literally crawling with them. And some of these guys can get pretty aggressive, in their efforts at panhandling, and not a big fan of homeless people, really. I understand people fall on hard times, and I understand people being mentally ill and things like that. What's going on with this Toyota over here? What the hell's he doing? Pulled over, hazard lights on. I don't know. But yeah, I've had some kind of negative experiences with them growing up here in the city, because the neighborhood we're getting into now, this is more the neighborhood I grew up in, or near, you know, a lot closer to it. There's West High School right over there. I didn't go there or anything, but there it is. I'm still going. But yeah, I was up there looking at the Glock 19. Want to trade out of my 17 for it. If any of you have made it that far in this video, where the hell are you going so fast? Jaguar jackass. Oh, look, and you just made it to the red light, and that's all you did. Look at that. Look at that. What an accomplishment. Whipping around everybody like it's a big inconvenience, and you're at the red. I'd have ran the red light. If I was driving like that, I'd have just ran the fucking light and just kept on going. I mean, you know, you're committed at that point. One good deed deserves another. Might as well. Fuckface. Anyways, yeah, Glock 19. I've owned them for a lot of Denver police cars out there today at the old DG. Owned one before. Really liked it. Actually, I've owned a couple of them. Really liked them. And I had a Gen 4. I just don't like Gen 4 pistols. I'm carrying my Gen 3, or Gen 4 rather, Glock 23 right now. But I just prefer the Gen 3, and I really like the 19. The 19, I think, is the best Glock they make. Not a lot of personality to it. It just does what it does. You know, it's like a cheap Big Pen. It just works, and you know. And yeah, I really like it though. So I mean, I don't know. Is it a bad idea to trade out the 17? I think I'm going to have to keep my mags for the 17 because of that law that passed here July 1st, because I bought that Glock 17 in December of 2012, like 2 days before the Sandy Hook thing, and I don't believe I can transfer those 17 rounders to anybody else. I think I have to keep them. So I kind of wonder if they're going to ding me on that if I trade it in, or if I decide to sell it. You know, if I do decide that's what I'm going to do, I wonder if they're going to, you know, take it down in price because it's missing those mags. Because now people, they either have to use the ones they already have, or they have to buy like 10 rounders for it. It's kind of a weird thing. You know, I was in the gun shop, and they had Glock 17s. And they had 10 round mags, or they may not have even came with any mags. But there were, no, it had to have been a 10 rounder because there was a mag in the pistol. And, what's funny is that it's a Glock 17. It's supposed to hold, you know, 17 rounds. Not because it's a Glock 17. It's you know, the Glock 17. It's Glock's 17th patent, but the Glock 17 holds 17 rounds. That's a standard capacity mag. And you know, it's a larger pistol. But if you go buy the smaller pistol, the 19 sitting next to it, you get more rounds in it now. I don't get it. That kind of legislation, but you know, whatever. So I thought that was kind of strange. But I've already got, you know, the 3 Glock 17 mags, plus I've got some 33 rounders, so whatever. So even if I do get a 19, I mean, I'm still good. See, I gotta slow down on this stretch of road, because what happens is, in these medians over here, they set up camera vans, photo radar vans. Sometimes they're over on the other side of the street over here too. Oh, there's one right there. Yeah, there's a photo radar van. This one is silver. I think the one that was over here last week was some kind of a. I need to slow down because you can tag me. I'm still speeding a little bit. It was some kind of a gold color. So I was going 34. It's a 30. It's posted 30. I hope it didn't tag me. I don't even know how much of a fine that would be, 34 and a 30. I mean, that couldn't be much. So I don't think he tagged me. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't have a problem with them, you know, if they catch you actually doing something illegal. But that photo, I mean, that photo radar van, it's a revenue generating thing. That's its entire purpose. It generates revenue. You know, people get zapped. They don't want to pay. You know, I mean, it's a $50 ticket. Most people don't fight those. Yeah, they pay it. They go on with life. You know. All right, here we are, Cherry Creek Shopping Center, First and University. No, you know, I don't think I can park inside, not going up this way, so I'm going to park out here and hope nobody smashes into my car. So, sorry guys, I know you don't really want to look at my instrument panel or whatever, not our dashboard, whatever that is that's down there. Alright, here we are. Alright, catch you on the next one. Peace.